Welcome back to the Babbling Bards podcast.
A podcast made by Xenites.
For Xenites, we're your happy host.
I'm Liliana.
I'm Trista. And we are coming at you live. Well, not
Live?
really. Well, it's live to us. It's going to be recorded to them, but it's totally live to us.
Totally live.
Totally. So, long time,
No speak?
no speak. We've really got to get better at that. It's like the kids start up in sports and we just, like, everything just goes nowhere.
Right.
But we're going somewhere.
Yes, we are.
We so happy.
Guess where we're going? Go on, guess. Come on. Nobody's guessing. Go ahead, tell them where we're going.
We're going to the Xenite retreat.
The Xenite Retreat!
We're so excited.
Very excited. It's happening next month.
Yes. April 27th through the 30th.
Through the 30th.
They still have some tickets available. If anybody wants to go.
We'll be there.
Reserve yours now. We want to meet you guys.
Yeah, well, we weren't sure if we were going to be able to go, but the fates have, turned in our favor. The gods have smiled upon us, and we're going.
We made friends. That can keep the kids. So, that's a happy.
So, yeah. So excited.
And I got a pay raise at work, so that helped.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, Adrian Wilkinson will be there, who played Eve/Livia. Steve Sears, Melissa Good.
Missy Good, who is like one of the top-rated Xena fanfiction writers, and also wrote, Oh My God.
She wrote Oh My God?
No. Oh My God! What's the name of that episode?
You just, mentioned this the other
I
day.
know. When Fates Collide.
There you go. That's the one.
Dude, I was going to be so bugging if I missed that. It was going to be bad.
Yeah. And we're, doubly excited about Musetta Vander also being there because not only was she in Xena, but she was also in Buffy! So,
She
that's
played Miss French / the Praying Mantis Lady.
Yeah.
In Buffy the Vampire Slayer, so... Liliana's like, ooh, I wonder if I could bring my Buffy card and get her to sign it.
Right?
We're like,
My
nah.
book.
That's what I'm thinking is I'll just bring, the big Buffy compendium that, we've had Jaina Spenson sign and Nick Brendan and
I got my
Christine Sutherland.
book that I had everybody sign.
Yeah.
And I can add hers to it.
Yeah.
All right.
That's where we're at right now. So, we're
the plan.
stoked.
That's the plan.
And we're going to get to meet Robin Godfrey. Because she's going to be there.
Yes.
She's going to be in attendance.
She's one of you guys.
Yeah. So
She's one of our listeners.
So hopefully she'll track us down and say, "Hey, we're discussing getting some Babbling Bards swag so that we could wear it and promo it."
Yep.
I bought my first Xena shirt.
She did.
I got all kinds of Buffy shirts, all kinds of Zelda shirts, and a Golden Girl shirt, and now I got a Xena shirt. A few of them.
Yeah.
I got 3.
Yeah. We got our Xenite Retreat swag too.
Yeah, we got Xenite Retreat swag. I got a Battling Bard shirt.
Yeah.
Not babbling.
Battling
Bard.
with Gabrielle on it.
Pulling the sides out of her boots. I'm like, I like that shirt. I think I want me to have it. So I did.
So you did.
Yep. Okay. So, what else we got going on? Anything else? Oh, Mother's Day weekend. In May. Yes. Renee O'Connor will be in Tallahassee, Florida doing Shakespeare by the Sea.
We're planning on going to that.
We were, but it was the retreat or the play.
And plus it's Mother's Day weekend.
So it'd be kind of lame if both the children's mothers didn't, hang out with them on Mother's Day. How dumb would that be?
Right?
Oh. They would be crushed.
Yeah. So, yeah. You guys, if you're in the area...
play video games.
Yeah. If you guys are in the Tallahassee area...
Go see it.
Go check it out. Her son will be playing Romeo.
Yeah, Miles Muir.
Miles Muir. He'll be playing Romeo. She'll be playing
And he's
the
so
nurse.
excited. For you guys, if you missed their live Facebook thing, I think it's uploaded on YouTube. I believe.
It's on Renee's Facebook page.
Yeah. And for that, it's facebook.com/Renee.O'Connor1. The number 1. Right. If you guys want to pop on and see it. It is made public, so you can see it, you can comment, what have you, but it was kind of cool to watch and see just like how in awe he was of his mom, because he kept, of course, most of the questions were for Miles.
Yeah, he did most of the talking.
And everybody was like, well, what's it like working with your mom? He's like, oh my god, she's great. Working with mom's just fantastic. Because you see her this way at home, and then it's like, whoa, where did that come from when she's on stage? So it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
To watch the dynamic between the two.
Yeah.
But they were saying, they only have one scene together in the play because she's the nurse. She's Juliet's nurse.
Uh-huh.
And he's Romeo, so they've got like one scene. And he was so excited.
Yeah.
It was kind of cute.
I mean, bummed that we're going to miss that. But,
yeah.
But we'll be at the retreat, so not bummed about that.
Not bummed about the retreat.
Very excited.
Yes.
Yay.
Yay us?
Yes. Yay us.
Yay us.
Yeah.
So now that you're caught up on our lives, let's move on to Xena's life, shall we?
Her double life? Triple life?
Her triple life. We are on Xena Warrior Princess Tramp.
Warrior Princess Tramp. ...
So we get to meet like my favorite character on the show.
So first introduction of Meg.
Last introduction of Princess Diana.
Right. So.
Which coincidentally, this is gonna be like super sad when I say this.
Okay.
But if I remember correctly, I had read somewhere that the airing of this episode, and it being the final episode of Princess Diana, coincided with the death of the real Princess Diana.
Oh, really?
So I read that somewhere. Maybe it was like a conspiracy theory. I can't remember, but I read it somewhere whilst doing research.
That's sad. Original air date was November 4th, 1996.
What year did Diana die?
I don't remember.
For some reason, I thought it was like early 90s. Like earlier than that.
Shoot, I don't remember.
Somebody Google. I'll Google.
Google.
I'll Google. But, you keep talking, I'll Google.
Yeah, I don't remember when it was.
Like I said, it was probably on a conspiracy theory site, and I didn't research credibility. So, let's see. When did Princess Diana... August 31st, 97.
97, so a year later.
Yeah. So
almost. Okay.
So they retired the character a year before.
Uh-huh.
You know. Good for him.
Alrighty.
Disclaimer for this episode. Neither Xena nor her remarkably coincidental identical twin Diana were harmed during the production of this motion picture. Meg, however, suffered minor injuries while preparing aardvark nuggets for King Lias. 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 It's Lias. I said Lysias.
You did.
That's Xena's brother, not the king.
Yeah.
He did.
Aardvark nuggets.
Want to try some?
No.
Okay.
I'm good.
I mean, we can.
No, it's okay. I'll pass.
When we go to NZ, we can do that.
No, I'm good. Hard pass. Okay.
I like crocodile nuggets. Crocodile's good.
Ew.
Not crocodile, alligator. The other one. Alligator nuggets. Alligator nuggets are good.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on.
If you say so.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but okay.
Ay, caramba.
Alrighty.
So nobody was hurt, except for Meg, who got harmed playing with the spices.
Okay.
In the disclaimer. Alright.
Okay.
So, Meg's like one of my favorite people.
I know.
However, I'm remiss to say that I haven't done research for this episode in like a month. Because I anticipated us recording much earlier than what we did.
Well, yeah. But.
So when we open up for our teaser scene, we got a scene happening between Princess Diana and Philemon and King Lias.
Uh-huh.
And what the hell is the name of the town that they're in? Boeotia?
I think so. Boeotia.
Boeotia?
Yeah. Boeotia. I believe so.
Okay. But we got a conversation between them. King Lias isn't looking very good at all.
Nope.
And he makes the comment, in the very opening, she'll make a great queen one day, as you will very soon, Diana. Mm-hmm. Because at this point in time, Diana and Philemon have had a baby.
They got a tiny human.
Little human, yes. It's not named.
Oh, that's right.
It's not named.
Huh. It's a nameless child.
It's a nameless child. It's probably going to be another Xena lookalike. Because we're up to how many now? There's Xena.
There's Xena, there's Meg, and
There's
Diana.
Diana, there's Meg, and Leia.
And then we have Leia.
Who we haven't met yet.
Not yet.
But I like Leia, too.
Spoiler. But there will be another one.
Well, they've already seen the show.
But there are newcomers.
There are newcomers.
There are.
I stand corrected.
So, we apologize, but it's not a spoiler-free podcast.
Yeah.
At all.
The show's been off the air for like 20 plus years.
Right.
There's going to be spoilers.
Nope.
We try as hard as we can not to like crush your hopes and dreams, but I still kind of get really, really sarcastic about some of them when I don't like the way that they went at all.
But yeah.
So we have the introduction of one of my favorite characters in this one. And we also have a pretty centric role for like one of my least favorite characters. Joxer. I cannot stand Joxer. I cannot. Like, I will be completely bitchy when we get to the For Him the Bell Tolls episode. Because it is all Joxer.
It's all Joxer.
And I find it just dumb. You know?
Okay.
I do.
Speaking of Joxer,
that's why I brought him up.
I know. Next scene is Joxer in a tavern.
Bragging, as men do.
Bragging about all these things he did.
Yes.
That he didn't do.
Nope.
But
he was chosen to fight the villainous Callisto. Mm-hmm. But then he called for Xena because Gabrielle, like, busted his bubble. She's like, oh, I'd love to hear the rest of it.
Right.
I find it funny, like, how I fall out with this, like, quite often when it's said. You know how, like, back in the day, if a girl would get picked on the playground by a boy, oh, he likes you. Oh, he has a crush on... That is stupid! Come on.
Yep.
But it cracks me up how much so Gabrielle and Joxer's relationship is modeled after that up until the episode Comedy of Eros, when you realize that, yeah, Joxer actually is in love with Gabrielle. Because they have such a love-hate relationship. Like, Gabrielle can't stand Joxer. And she doesn't admit that she actually likes Joxer until, like, season 6. I mean, it's pretty far down there.
Yeah.
And then she only admits it because he's going to die.
Yeah.
Well, she thinks he's going to die. He hadn't died yet.
No. Okay.
No, that's season 5. I'm sorry. God! I am rusty! I better brush up if we're going to do that Xena trivia.
You're going to do it.
You're going to do it too. You've been watching longer.
Oh, no.
You've been watching longer, you're going to do it.
You're the one that, like, remembers everything. I'm very bad at remembering stuff. Oh, yes.
I just called season 5 season 6.
Uh-huh.
I win.
You're the trivia buff.
No.
You are the trivia buff.
Well, I tried.
But anyway, so he thinks that,
What does he think, Leanna?
He thinks that Meg is actually Xena.
He thinks Xena's all into him.
Right.
It's pretty funny.
And Gabrielle mentions that, that's impossible because she's not supposed to be here until the following day.
She's like, I talked to her. She's not leaving Thebes till tomorrow.
Right.
And Joxer's like, no, she was here like an hour ago.
So Gabrielle's just like, what the hell?
She's like, well, how did she get here so fast?
Yeah.
Because she knows right off that something's not right somewhere.
Yeah. And
then Joxer goes on bragging about how he and Xena became intimately acquainted.
Right.
So, Gabrielle, you see, it's our first little bit of subtext. This episode's not subtext heavy at all.
No.
you got a couple of instances. You got where Gabrielle's really quick to defend Xena's reputation. Mm-hmm. And then you got where Gabrielle is like, Joxer, trust me, you're not her type. You have that as well.
Yeah.
So that's really your only two subtext areas in this episode.
No.
Not very heavy.
No.
At all.
Nope. Then we've got the scene where it's Meg pretending to be Xena, talking to Diana.
Mm-hmm. And you can tell by the voice that she's not Xena anyway.
Yeah.
But Diana, even though she may be a well-educated princess, is not smart enough to tell the difference between the two. Oh!
What?
Speaking of Diana,
Yes.
and the Diana voice that Lucy Lawless uses,
Yeah.
we watched a DVD
right.
with Lucy Lawless in it called Locusts.
Locusts.
That was filmed in 2005.
It was filmed in this area. I got like so excited when I saw on there they were like at a festival and it said
A citrus festival.
It said Visalis Citrus Festival. I'm like, oh my god, that's like here.
And it was right down the road.
It was just filmed like literally here where we live.
Like 10 minutes
Right.
down from us.
I was all like, well, anyway, I got excited when I
She
saw
did.
that.
But I was gonna say before Liliana geeked, I'm not used to you geeking out like that. That was awesome.
I'm sorry.
No. That's good. Do it again. But
Okay.
anyway, this film Locust, it's got Lucy Lawless and John Hurd in it from Home Alone. And Lucy Lawless uses the Diana voice. She doesn't, it's funny because she's trying so hard to have an American accent, but not have a Xena accent,
Yeah.
or a Xena voice,
Yeah.
which she was asked for in Justice League. She was asked to, can you just do the Xena voice, you know? She needed an American accent in this one. Mm-hmm. And she used the Diana voice.
Yeah.
So we're like cracking up because every time she would say something, I kept saying like, Papa! Papa! It's a really good movie. As a matter of fact, it's made for TV movie. And it's a B film, but it's worth a watch. I think it was done pretty okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I
anyway,
think so. But yeah.
back to the episode. Take it away, Lily.
Okay. Where were we?
You were
Okay.
talking about Diana and Meg talking to each other.
They were talking to each other, yes. And then, what's his name? Aggie.
Agus?
Aggie?
Agus. Like haggis.
Haggis?
Agus. Meg calls him Aggie.
Yeah.
And he doesn't like it. Yes.
Gabrielle comes in,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
What did she say to her? I forgot. But
She said that they need to work on their communication.
oh,
and
and then
she's like-
she said that something about Joxer giving him.
He had the whole tavern thinking that you were some kind of low-life tramp.
Right, and then that's when
And
Meg,
like, big mouth idiot!
big mouth idiot, toss her in the dungeon. So Gabrielle got tossed in the dungeon by who she thinks is Xena.
Right. And she doesn't understand. No, she don't understand.
No, she don't understand. So
But-
she's confused as,
She's
to
like,
why.
what just happened here?
So she's in the dungeon now.
And then we go to our opening. We finally made it from the teaser to the theme song.
Uh-huh.
And then we have a pretty integral conversation between Meg and Agus.
Uh-huh.
Because Agus is, like, reminding Meg who she is. And this is when we know, hey, there's something else fishy going on here.
Right.
We know that it's not Diana.
Nope.
It's not really Xena. Which, I mean, we know that it's not Xena anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, had the Furies gotten into Xena's head or something like that,
Yeah.
it's entirely plausible. But,
Yeah. So they're like planning a whole switcheroo thing.
he makes a comment. They play on Xena's, like, notorious for playing on words. You know? Mm-hmm. And Agus says that the whole thing depends on Meg being a good thespian. This is the first time the word thespian is used and mistaken for the word lesbian. Which is, like, your next little bit of context, because Meg automatically responds to him, hey, you didn't say anything about any kinky stuff. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I pulled it off so far. And he's like, yeah, but you sent her best friend to the dungeon.
Right.
And then we've got an oopsie.
Okay.
We have an oopsie. Do you know what it is?
What's the oopsie?
Meg says, oh, the irritating blonde?
Uh-huh.
Gabrielle is not blonde-headed at this point. She is a very, very dark redhead. Like, redheaded and brunette. It's actually pointed out in one of the Xena books. It's actually one of your books. I was thumbing through it and looked at it. But they're like, it's a continuity error. Because she's not strawberry blonde at this point.
No.
So, anyway, it's a oops. It's a oops.
Oopsie. Yeah. So then they're talking about the whole switching thing. Right?
Yes. Yes, they are.
And then she's playing with her, her wooden chakram.
Her shamrock!
Her shamrock.
This episode airs a little out of sequence, too.
That's right, I read that.
This episode was supposed to air right after Orphan of War.
Right.
Because Return of Callisto was supposed to be a trilogy. It was supposed to be Return of Callisto and Intimate Stranger and 10 Little Warlords.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Was all supposed to be in a trilogy.
Back to back.
So you'll notice this episode, right after Gabrielle loses Perdiccas, who, I fall out with her having warm fuzzies for. Anyway, Gabrielle's like, tra-la-la, like nothing ever happened,
Yeah.
And so, but the reason it was aired the way that it was and filmed the way that it was because Lucy Lawless was broken. She couldn't go back and do some of the stunt scenes. She fell from a horse on the Jay Leno show.
Jay Leno show, that's right.
And she broke her hip.
Oof.
So she was injured, couldn't go back and refilm some of the scenes she needed to do. Mm-hmm. So they aired this episode in place of it. That's why you had Hudson Like as Callisto for
2 episodes.
For 2 episodes.
Was it 2?
Yeah,
it's 2.
For those later episodes.
Yeah.
Because they just crafted it into one big arc with the Gabrielle Perdiccas Xena deal. So, it's a little out of sequence, but that's why Gabrielle feels so carefree. This episode actually gets hated on a lot. Because it's like, oh, Gabrielle just, like...
Got over him quick.
And actually, she did get over him quick, because even in Intimate Stranger, she wasn't still in mourning.
Right.
She still hated Callisto.
Yeah.
But she wasn't in mourning anymore. She was just like, oh, whatever. She was just mad that she had to, like... work with Callisto. Who wouldn't be? I would be livid. I would. I don't like her either.
I know.
Kayla does. Our daughter. Callisto's her favorite.
That's like her favorite character. I don't know why.
I don't know
but
either.
Yeah, it's her favorite. Then we has...
To each their own.
Yeah. Now we go to Gabrielle in the dungeon. Just going off about how she was called a big mouth idiot. And then she's like, well, maybe it's code. Maybe it means something. Maybe I'm going to kill her.
It's funny because the scene prior to, I said, like, this one wasn't subtext heavy. Mm-hmm. But the scene prior to, it's kind of funny because you have Gabrielle completely going to and chatting at who she's assuming to be Xena in a very lover's quarrel type way. You know?
Yeah.
It's like you're in a relationship with somebody. Oh my God, you've got to work on your communication. Did it, you know?
Yeah.
It does the same thing, and you got the same deal here as, you know, maybe I'm going to kill her. And then the first thing she says when Meg comes in is, you better have a good explanation for this. Like, right. You sleeping on the couch tonight. And she's just, you know, it's part of the plan.
It's all part of the plan. And then she goes on about this splinters under the finger thing and how she's just trying to protect Gabrielle from that. And
like, the less you know, the better off you'll be. And she's like, but if I'm captured, he doesn't know that I don't know anything about splinters under my fingernails. He's still going to put them there.
But yeah. So that's the reason she gives Gabrielle for her being locked up.
She does. And you can see, like, Gabrielle's indignance at this. This is where, like, somebody pointed out on one of the forums that this is where you can start to see that if Xena and Gabrielle are in a relationship and if they haven't consummated that relationship yet, this is where you can look and see that they've had some type of in-depth conversation about what they are to each other and what they mean to each other. Mm-hmm. Because Gabrielle raises the point once again of, you know, it's, you know, I can take care of myself. Why are you treating me like I'm a kid? Yeah. You know, and she tells her, you know, I thought we were past that. And Xena's just like, well, we're not. Mm-hmm. Or Meg's just like, well, we're not.
Yeah.
And she tells her not to contact Diana.
Right.
Because it put Diana in danger.
Right. And then she goes back to Aggie. Agnes, you know, she'll be quiet. You know. And then she's, you know, like, well, what are we going to do when the real Xena gets here?
She won't.
And
Meg's like, ah!
And then we're back at the tavern, yeah?
Yes.
When the real Xena shows up. So you got all these guys at the tavern, you know, thinking that it's... Well, they
thought Meg was Xena.
Right.
And so now they're thinking it's repeat Xena coming in.
Right. So, I mean, so she's knocking them out left and right. Papa.
Well, it was funny. One of the guys on one of the forums pointed out, he's all like, you know, typical guy coming in. They see that, you know, a girl's looking around for somebody, and they don't see anybody. And he has, like, a common reaction of, oh, you know, your friend left yesterday, but you shouldn't have to be lonely. He was like, you know, it's a typical guy thing. He took it as like, almost like a breakup. You see a girl that's just had a breakup or somebody's left them somewhere. He's like, it's automatic nature for a guy to try and move in on her because she's on the rebound. Uh-huh. He's like, that's like the whole driving force but there's no need for you to be lonely. She left you, but you don't have to be lonely. I'll be your friend. So I thought that was funny. Anyway.
And then she does the whole fire blowing thing that she does again.
Mm-hmm. But what's different about it?
So when you do that, you know, you would think that it would like originate from the candle. Mm-hmm. But if you look, you see it like looks like it's coming like right out of her mouth instead of the candle.
Because at this point in time, they're using a flamethrower. Mm-hmm. Because it was too dangerous for Lucy Lawless to continue breathing fire.
Well, yeah.
She doesn't do it again until season 6. That's why, though, they concealed the flamethrower behind, well, on the opposite side of her face. So that's why she looks like a dragon.
Looks like a dragon?
She looks like a dragon instead of a Xena.
Okay.
Blowing fire off the candle. It technically should have been done in order for the scene to have been done correctly to look authentic. Mm-hmm. It should have been, the area coming straight from her mouth should have been cropped out and around. Mm-hmm. Should have been CGI'd. No,
Yeah.
but they didn't do that. And that could have been anything from budget to time, you know.
Right, yeah. Then we got Meg, in front of the mirror,
Yes.
pretending to be Xena. With a Z.
With a Z.
With a Z.
Xena with a Z.
And you got Joxer outside trying to get into the castle.
This, yeah, it was this one. This scene actually inspired the Faith scene in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. We were talking about Buffy earlier. There's a scene in This Year's Girl where Sarah Michelle Gellar is standing in front. Sarah Michelle Gellar as Faith, pretending to be Buffy, is standing in front of the mirror.
Oh.
Going, I'm Buffy. I'll kick your ass. You know.
That's right.
I can't do that because it's wrong.
Because it's wrong.
But this scene and Xena inspired Joss Whedon to tell the writers, hey, you know, maybe craft something like this up for this thing because it's an identity issue. So, there's you. A fun fact for Buffy nerds and Xena nerds. Which we are.
Yeah. So, the guards finally let him through after, you know, Meg pokes her head out and say, hey, he's with me. He goes in.
And, you know, they're talking about Gabrielle because Joxer's thought about what Gabrielle said, and he's like, look, you know, I've soiled your reputation around town.
Yeah.
And Meg's like, oh, that's okay.
She's like, whatever.
She just wants some Joxer.
Yeah.
She tells him she needs his sword in her service right now. And I mean, that is a funny exchange. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
It's a funny exchange.
Yeah.
And then he's like, one of us is, what is it he tells her? One of us has to be strong. Is it? Is it strong or It's strong.
Has to be strong. Yeah.
Like, one of us has to be strong, and he, like, dodges Meg's advances, and he's like, I'll be right outside the window. And Meg, because she, you know, she's said she grew up like a tramp. She grew up like trash. You know. She's not used to a fella treating her like that.
Right.
You know, it's just, you know, they take whatever they want, and then they move on down the road. And so she's just enamored by Joxer. She's like, oh, what a lovely man. And it cracks me up because I find Joxer to be an ass. You know? I do.
Yeah. He gets thrown into the dungeon too, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
How did he get thrown into the dungeon? Oh my god, I don't remember.
Oh, I can't remember either.
Huh. But anyway, he's in
Does
there
it
with...
ever clarify? I don't think it
know.
ever clarifies how he gets thrown in the dungeon.
I don't know. But anyway, he's in there with Gabrielle now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, because Xena's kind of unpredictable, isn't she? And Gabrielle's just like, yeah, you're telling me. And then we have the real Xena, you know, trotting into the town. And the guards are just like, you know, how did she get out here?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're thinking that she's Diana.
Yes.
Because they don't know about Meg.
Right.
So then Xena starts talking to who she thinks is Diana, but is actually Meg.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Was that all you had to say?
I'm just thinking.
So Meg's like, you know, Meg tells Agus after she's talked to the real Xena, you know, I thought she wasn't going to make it to the party. She seems tough, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, you know, something clearly went wrong. But, and we go back to Joxer.
Joxer and Gabrielle.
Do you realize how many lookalikes there are in the Xenoverse? Like, really? Because there's Gabrielle and Hope.
Right.
Which is just 2. So that's like nothing.
Yeah. Joxer, Jet, and Jace.
Yeah. And then
Xena,
Diana.
Meg, Diana, Leah.
Uh-huh.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Is there another one? No.
No, there's not another one of them. But it's like things come in like pairs or triplets. There's even Castor and Pollux.
Oh, yeah.
But, which they're not recurring, but
No.
you know, it's like, I don't know. I halfway feel like, because if you like deal in any type of symbolism in like film or anything like that, which are a couple of courses that I took, that can mean like something pretty dramatic over the course of a series. So I don't know. It just made me wonder. Have you ever read anything like about the series? Like about the numbers or why?
No.
Or no?
No.
Because sometimes that's a thing.
Okay.
That's why I thought I'd ask.
Okay. No, I
brought
have
it.
not.
You heard it here first.
Okay.
Yes.
So then this is where Joxer finds out that, Diana and Xena are, lookalikes.
Mm-hmm.
Still doesn't know about Meg. Neither one of them.
Right.
So he still thinks that, Xena's got the hots for him. Which she doesn't.
She doesn't. But yeah, now he's learned about... Because Gabrielle explained that to him. Mm-hmm. I couldn't remember for like half a second how he figured that out. But yeah, it's because Gabrielle explained that to him.
Right.
And this is when Gabrielle tells Joxer that... Because Joxer says Xena still has a thing for me, and Gabrielle... That's when he said... She's all, no offense, Joxer, but you're just not her type.
Right.
Because Gabrielle is her type.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then Meg, who is pretending to be Diana, comes down to the dungeon and he takes Joxer out, or she takes Joxer out, but it still leaves Gabrielle. Because, remember the plan. And she still doesn't know what the plan is.
Well, but before that, though, Joxer tells Gabrielle that he's going to do the honorable thing. Mm-hmm. And marry Xena. He and Xena can be like a mother and father to her. And then Gabrielle's, please, guards! Get me out of here!
I gotta get out of here! And Meg is just like, Xena's told me all about the plan.
Meg as Diana.
Meg as Diana. Isn't that what I said? I don't know.
Excuse me, thank you. It's allergy season, folks.
Yep.
So, but Meg, of course, can't tell Gabrielle what the plan is because, she doesn't know what the plan is. And so she snatches Joxer, and Gabrielle's just floored that she's going to tell Joxer and not her what the plan is.
And she tells, Gabrielle that, Xena's very fond of him.
You know?
But she's not really.
She's not?
Meg is. Not Xena.
Xena's not?
No.
That's another thing I got in common with Xena. I'm not fond of him either. Okay. Continue on.
What's next?
We got the scene where Meg's rocking the baby to sleep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. One of those bottles should happen to fall. 63 bottles of beer on the walls. And she can't count. She cannot read, she can't write, and she can't count.
Because she went from 63 bottles
to 43.
To 43.
Yeah.
Sheesh. She missed 20 of them.
She did. That's okay. The baby doesn't know. It can't count either.
So now we have the real Xena and Joxer. But Joxer thinks the real Xena is actually Meg. And so, he tries to, grab her. And
well, he's trying to let Xena down gently. Because he's trying to let her know, hey, Princess Diana wants me. Just like, she what? I can see the pain on your face.
Yeah.
But really, there's plenty of me to go around. They can have a little fun. And then he squeezes Xena's tushy.
And she turns around and, are you suicidal? Then he goes, yeah. He gets knocked out.
He goes to grab the twins. And she pops him pretty hard. Like, you got some explaining to do, and you can tell me where Gabrielle is.
In the dungeon where you put her.
And he's just thoroughly confused at this point. He's like, what?
He has no idea what's going on.
And then you have Meg and Agus, who are arguing back and forth about Joxer. And she needs to stay away from him because she can mess the whole plan up.
Right.
And then she turns around and she's like, well, you were supposed to keep the real Xena away, and you didn't.
Yeah.
And then he keeps calling her a slag, which, is just slang for slut.
Yeah.
Poor thing.
Yeah.
I like Meg.
I do too.
Because he's just like, you should find it an honor to work with somebody like me. And then he pulls a knife on her. My name is Agus, not Aggie.
Not Aggie.
Like, calm down. Cool your taters.
Then we have Gabrielle beating a sack, or is it the bed, or...
I think it's a pillow.
Pillow.
Is it a pillow?
Yeah. Come on, Warrior Princess, take that! Pa, pa! And then real Xena pops in, okay, let's go.
I know what the plan is. You're trying to drive me insane! Let's go.
Yeah.
So, Then Xena, in the next scene, has caught Gabrielle up on the fact that there's yet another look-alike.
Right.
Somewhere in the castle. They split up, and Joxer's all like, oh, wait, no. This is the very first time in the series that Xena has to ID herself.
Right, using the chakram.
Because
they're like, well, how do we know
you're the real Xena?
Yeah. She gets this look on her face like, oh, fine. And then
where she chunks the chakram.
Yeah.
She does this only one more time in the series. Mm-hmm. You remember the episode?
I do not remember the episode.
It's Legacy.
Okay. Yes, that one.
The one when they're in the desert with Kaina. And Gabrielle stabs Cora.
Uh-huh.
And she's going to get her head knocked off.
That's right. I remember now.
That's the next episode. Because Kaina's like, how do we know you're Xena? She went missing 25 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So she has to ID herself again.
Right.
So there's 2 times. This is the first time out of those 2 times.
Right. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know it's right. I know it is. Now, see, that trivia I can answer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, she catches the chakram right before it's about to slice Gabrielle's neck.
Right.
And Gabrielle's like, hello, Xena!
Hello! Boy, am I glad to see you.
Which, ironically, reminded me a lot of Salmonius. When she said, hello, Xena!
Yeah, yeah.
Because he did that too.
So then, they're gonna split up. And then Joxer's just like, well, pretty much, how do I know who's who? Mm-hmm. Or how do I know who Diana is?
And Xena tells him if you see somebody that looks like me, that shows any interest in you at all as a man, that's the bad one.
That's the bad one. And he's like, she is bad.
Real bad. Okay. So, we got, I can't remember that fella's name.
Which one?
Alcibiades? Alcibiades?
I can't remember it.
I can't remember his name. Anyway, long name. The dude that's riding on the horse.
Ah, okay. That's right.
So, like, look what I found, and she yanks Gabrielle out from behind her.
So he's thinking that is Meg, who has captured Gabrielle. And now she wants him to take her to where they have Diana.
Right. And he thinks something's up, so he pulls his sword.
Right.
Goes down towards her head.
Yeah.
And she looks all scared, and he's like, I just need to make sure you weren't Xena. Come on.
Right. So.
But when they get there, she is Xena.
She is.
She kicks their ass.
She does.
She takes their names.
Yep. And then you have
a little comedic scene there. Got Diana telling them, or Diana tells them, I'll probably be dead soon. Because Xena's asked how she is.
Right.
And Xena's like, well, why? And she's like, well, I've been sitting on this cold ground almost all day. Who can survive that? And Gabrielle said, a cold bottom isn't fatal.
It says you.
But I thought that was a funny scene. I like it. It was funny in my head.
Yeah.
And then Agus is going through his whole plan of putting Meg on the throne so that they can control the most powerful armies.
Right.
And he's got one card left to play. And that is...
the tiny human.
The tiny human. Who they put in a basket.
Right.
And tie it up over a flame. Mm-hmm. And then we have the giant sword fight scene. Where it's Lucy Lawless doing all the work.
Uh-huh.
And she's holding the rope. And she's fighting off the bad guys.
Okay. Yeah. Isn't that later?
Is it?
Because doesn't Xena take Diana and Philemon to, like...
oh, yeah, that's right.
A chamber...
I jumped ahead.
Secret chamber to, like, hide them.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, she does that. And then we have Joxer and Xena, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is where he finds out that there's another
look-alike.
Another one. The one that he's,
named Meg.
That's
when he figured out what her name was. He knew there was a third one.
Right. So
he's all like, Meg, that's a pretty name.
So now all the identities are out.
And Meg, for you guys that remember, yes, it is one and the same that he ends up marrying.
Yeah.
And producing Wine Tit with. What's his name? The other one I don't like.
Oh my god, I don't remember.
Oh yeah, you do.
I know I do, but I
Spit it
can't.
out. Virgil.
Virgil. There
honey.
you go. Yes, that one.
And Joxer's all making excuses for her. She's just a victim of circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
And Xena's all ready to, kick her butt.
Right.
True story. So then we've got a scene between Gabrielle and Meg.
Oh, yeah. Where they, get all knocked down and their little fight scene.
Well, Meg tells Gabrielle, a little cleavage couldn't hurt. A little more cleavage couldn't hurt because she's working her top. And Gabrielle's like, over my dead body.
She's like, well, that can be arranged.
And then this scene, Renee O'Connor and Lucy Lawless on one of the conventions. This was one of their favorite scenes to film.
I was gonna say they had to have fun doing that.
It was the very first fight that they had together.
Right.
Where it was actually them and not stunt doubles. It was the first fight in general between the two of them. Uh-huh. And they had a blast because I think Lucy Lawless, it was either Lucy or Renee, I think it was Lucy, made the comment that, it's an amazing feeling when you can trust your coworker and your co-star enough to be able to do a full fight scene with them and know that neither of you guys are going to get hurt. Mm-hmm. Because I guess the producers had figured out that the relationship between the actresses had been built up to the point that they knew neither of them would hurt the other one intentionally, and that they knew the boundaries so that they wouldn't hurt them unintentionally either.
Right.
Because we all know Renee was really good at hurting the stunt workers, the stunt fighters. Renee was awesome at hurting the stunt workers. She broke one of their noses and broke one of their hands, and
one of them get their foot broken.
One of them got their foot broken, but that wasn't her fault.
Yeah.
He fell down wrong.
Yeah, that's right.
She was hurt then too.
Yeah.
So maybe she jinxed him. I mean, she could have.
I don't know.
But you've got that, and then Meg begs Gabrielle for mercy.
Right.
And then we come to my favorite line in the whole episode. Mm-hmm. Because you've got Meg telling Gabrielle the story of her growing up, and said she's been on her own since she was 10. Mm-hmm. And Gabrielle's like, since you were 10, and Meg's like, yeah, my father died in childbirth.
Your father?
And I love that whole... My father died in childbirth. Yeah, he got drunk and fell off the roof when I was being born. So, I mean, it's sad.
Yeah.
It's a sad story. But, oh my God, I laugh so hard at that line every time. I want a shirt that says that.
That
my father died in childbirth.
Oh.
He didn't. I don't want my father to die. I love my daddy.
Yeah.
But... Well, he got drunk and fell off the roof when I was being born. I think there should be a shirt with Meg on it, with that whole little deal on it.
Uh-huh.
Going in a chakram circle or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
You should make that happen. Do it.
Okay.
You're creative.
Maybe.
So, and then she's like, well, what about your mom? And Meg's like, well, one of her boyfriends liked me too much, so I ran away.
She ran away. She was a rotten mother.
So, Meg's had a very hard life.
Yeah.
And you cannot help but feel bad for her and
yeah,
not just be like, oh, Meg.
She's one of those characters, you just can't hate her. Yeah.
You want to cuddle her in a totally platonic way. You just want to be, oh, come, it's okay, come here. You're all right.
Yeah. And then we have the king and which one is it? Is it Meg?
Meg.
It's Meg. Okay. So, Agus comes in, wants her to kill him, and then, she just flat out tells him no.
She can't do it.
She cannot do it. And then, is it Meg or is it Xena? Is it Xena pretending to be Meg?
No, it's Meg.
It's so confusing.
It's Meg because Xena's the only one that's dressed in Princess Diana's outfit.
But see, at that scene, she was in Princess Diana's outfit.
No, it's Meg. It was before Meg changed. Because Meg changed clothes to go and try and protect the baby.
Uh-huh. Okay.
But no, it was Meg.
Okay. All right. Well, oh my God, I'm getting confused.
It's super confusing if you don't... I mean... Well, and it's really confusing to keep up with if you're not watching it play out on the television too, because there's so much that, like, the facial expressions that Lucy Lawless does,
you can,
and the types of speech that she uses,
you can tell who's who,
tell who she's supposed to be and when she's supposed to be being that person.
Right.
She does a phenomenal job.
She was able to, like, keep track of who's who and all that
down to the mark, man.
Yeah,
but she's phenomenal at. I mean, it's really difficult going from one character to the next. I played a schizophrenic on stage one time. And it's totally difficult to be able to go from one characteristic
to another,
and one voice straight into a different one. And she does it, like, seamless.
Right.
And it's a smooth transition. It's not a cutaway.
Uh-huh.
You know, so it's like, wow.
Yeah.
You know?
And then Gabrielle goes to see the king, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then we have Diana or Meg? I don't remember which one it is.
I think it's Meg. We're still on Meg, honey.
Yeah, okay. Is it?
Yeah, that's still Meg. Because the scene between Agus is Xena. And then it's Gabrielle, Meg, and the king.
Okay.
And then...
Alright. And then...
Xena and Joxer and Agus, because Joxer's trying to get the baby away from Agus.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So then we have the fight scene now. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Where the baby's going all up in the air and everywhere. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm out of sequence here.
You're not out of sequence.
No? Okay.
No.
Alright. What's next?
You are out of sequence.
Yeah.
We've been out of sequence
done.
for the last 20 minutes. Because now we're where...
Now we're where
he's trying to get Meg to kill the king.
Yes.
Yeah. No, we're not out of sequence. We're right.
Okay.
You just jumped the gun on that one spot.
Okay.
That's all. We're right.
Alrighty. I was getting confused. I'm like, wait a minute. This isn't right. Okay. What's next?
Well, Meg can't kill the king.
Well, yeah.
And then we got the big fight. Agus escapes and they snatch the baby.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got the heart-to-heart between the king and Meg.
The king and Meg. Okay. So he's like, you're not my daughter, and you're also not Xena.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing! He did the same thing when, first met Xena.
Well, Meg, without being told to do so, when the fight broke out to protect the king, takes him and gets him to a safe spot.
Right.
Which wins her merit with Xena.
Mm-hmm.
Because Xena tells her, I saw you get the king to safety.
Right.
And she said, well, that's my one good deed for the year.
For the year, yeah.
And Xena tells her, you have your tone of redemption. Again, because Xena tells her, I don't care what you've done in your past.
Right.
Do good now and you are good.
Right.
Which is what she not only tells Meg, she also tells Tara the same thing later in the series. But she tells her that when she goes out, lock the door and cover him up, because a chill could kill him.
Right.
She doesn't lock the door, but she does cover him up.
Yeah.
I fell out with that one. I was like, she didn't lock the door! I'm yelling at the TV.
Yeah. And then she goes on to, chit-chat with the king and tell him how she used to be a cook in Athens.
Mm-hmm.
And she likes the spicy stuff.
Yeah. Like, I like spicy foods.
Yeah.
You like spicy foods, Kingy?
Kingy?
And then she gets upset because he's not responding.
Yeah.
And she thinks he's died.
Yeah.
But he hasn't.
No, he has not.
He hasn't yet.
Now this is where the baby goes up.
Mm-hmm.
In the basket.
Yes.
Above the flame.
Because at first, remember, this is why you got confused with that. Because at first, Agus and his men are going into the jail cell.
Mm-hmm.
And they take the nurse and the baby.
They just take the baby. They leave the nurse.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because she's like, ah! And then Joxer and Xena are like, Joxer's all like, Xena, let's take the baby out of here, and but they don't. And Agus and his dudes get it and tie it up over the flame.
And you got Diana coming in, which she's dressed up like Xena,
and using the voice too. Hold it right there.
She still has her round killing thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's what they know. It's Diana.
Get her! It's Diana!
Right. And then the next one comes in.
Hold it right there.
Still dressed as Xena.
In the blink of an eye, I can split the skull of anyone who moves within my trusty shamrock.
And it breaks in half.
Robert, it's Meg.
It's Meg.
Guess which one I am.
It's Xena dressed as the princess.
Yes.
So, whole fight. They rescue the baby, defeat the bad guys.
Yes.
Uh-huh. And then Meg tells...
There's an error in the transcripts. Do you know that? When they're fighting?
Uh-huh.
Because Xena, the line that she uses on the episode is grab the baby.
Okay.
The transcripts, it's gab the baby.
Gab
the baby! Gabrielle's nowhere to be found. But in the shooting script, it is legitimately Gab the baby. Gabrielle the baby. But Gabrielle was written out of that scene to come in later.
Okay.
Later in the scene, but I mean, she was, there.
Yeah.
And actually, it was written that way because they were going to use a recycled line from Cradle of Hope.
Uh-huh.
They were originally going to use Gabrielle, the baby, when they're fighting with the Pandora's Box episode.
Yeah, I remember.
But they didn't use that, so that line got scrapped. Fun fact for you.
So then they all rush to where the king is at because they think something's happened to him.
Well, Meg's like, I just came from seeing your father.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Xena beats them all in there, which I find funny, because he's like, which one are you?
He's just like, which one are you? But,
no. I'm Xena. And he's like, Diana, oh, Papa!
And then...
And he has a heart with Diana and Philemon.
Mm-hmm. And then...
And Xena.
And then he wants to talk with Meg.
Who's out of the door talking with Gabrielle. So Philemon grabs Meg and is like, the king wants to speak to you.
Yeah. And pretty much he wants her there as his personal cook.
Well, it shows you, how good of a man King Lias is. Because Meg's putting herself down.
She's saying that she's trash.
And he's like, I don't want to hear anybody talking like that about my personal cook.
That's right.
Hey, Joxer. What are you doing? Come on. Uh-oh.
It's my phone. Somebody's calling.
Is it Xena?
No, it's a local call.
No, that's unfortunate.
I don't know who it is.
Ignored. We got a podcast to finish. And another one to record.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I mean, and he tells her that, he does like spices. And she's all like, well, I'm as spicy as you can get.
Tells him, I won't let you down.
I won't let you down.
And then we cut to the goodbyes.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's going on their separate way. And Meg pulls Joxer to her and she's like,
ditch the broads and double back.
Ditch the broads.
I'll leave the kitchen door open for you.
Like, right.
It's funny when she's like waving, all these utensils fall out.
She just kicks them over. Oopsie.
I didn't do that.
And then Joxer's all like, hey, Xena, Gabrielle, I got some stuff to do.
Yeah. And they're they're just like, okay, fine, whatever.
Bye. And then Xena tells him, Joxer, she won't wait forever. And that brings us to the conclusion.
That's the episode. So.
And then later on, the king has aardvark nuggets and Meg gets a boo-boo. And then she gains a bunch of weight.
But that's 25
Gabrielle
years
says
later.
she should have laid off the starches. She tells Xena to lay off the starches. Yeah, that's 25 years later. So,
yeah, that's the episode.
Is there anything else we need to go over that you can think of?
Isn't there one scene where you can see the stunt double in the background?
Yeah.
It's the scene where they're both dressed up as Diana. I don't remember.
It's when Xena and Diana are going through one of the archways.
Uh-huh.
And look, and you can see one that's a stunt double.
Uh-huh.
If I remember right, I think it's Paulina.
Ah, okay. The one that played Paulina.
The one... Well, no, her real name's Paulina.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wasn't her name Paulina in the episode?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's her name in the episode that plays the thing.
Yeah.
But maybe it's... No, it's not Pauline. What is it? Oh my god. It is on the tip.
Oh.
Yeah, Polly Bajant.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, that's who it is. Pauline Bajant.
But yeah.
Right.
There's an episode. A scene where
I believe it's her. It's either her or it's Zoe Bell, and I don't think it's Zoe Bell.
Zoe Bell. That's the other one I was trying to think of.
I don't think it's Zoe Bell though. I think it's Polly.
Okay.
I believe. I read that somewhere too, but it's been like over a month since I've done any research.
Okay.
Because our oldest boy's in track.
First it was football, now he's in track, and he's got like 2 track meets every week and qualifying for this and qualifying for that. He's the only freshman boy out of, our town to qualify. Yeah. So that's pretty awesome. He's
the only freshman boy on the varsity team.
Last week he went up against all varsity and he was the only freshman. So we're like really proud of that.
Yeah.
That was awesome. He was like, I was the only freshman. They were all varsity.
First we had football with him. Then we had soccer with the youngest one. Now we're track with this one. And then track. Football starts up again.
As soon as track is up, it's right to football again. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, we're not
ditching you guys.
We're not ditching you.
Promise.
We just have one thing like right after the other, and it's like, oh my god, we need to record. And then when we
have to work sometimes, which is lame.
And then when we go to record, then something else comes up. It's like, oh my god.
Like I won't have a voice, and Liliana just won't record a whole episode by herself.
No, it'd be all crickets chirping in the background, and
Liliana's not much of a talker. She's really shy. Like, I've tried so hard to get her to do live ones, and she won't do that. I'm like,
well, we did.
I'm like, but for the bittersweet, we're doing a live one.
We're doing a live one? Why?
Because it's bittersweet. We'll do it like a popcorn party.
Popcorn party?
Yeah, we'll do it like on a Saturday night, and they can all join us, and we'll all watch bittersweet together, and we'll chitty chat about the episode.
Chitty
chat, and while it's playing, I can point out like bloops. And fun facts.
Okay.
We can totally do that.
Okay.
You disagree? Because I'll get carried away with bittersweet. Like our podcast will legit go like 2 hours if we do it.
Yes, because it's the bittersweet.
It's the bittersweet. And Triss is a musical whore. Bittersweet and Liar Liar are 2 of my favorite episodes.
Yeah.
I actually enjoy Liar Liar a little better than bittersweet. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. I think it's the music.
She can do the Xena rap.
Shh.
Do it.
No.
You're going to do it for the
I'm
episode.
not going to do it.
So, Liar Liar, you guys can look forward to Trista doing the Xena rap.
Do not volunteer. They've already heard me rap one time. It ended in tears. Mine.
Oh, no, they enjoyed it.
Yeah, but it ended in tears. Mine.
Why?
I know. My Xena fanfiction competition. Mm-hmm. Somebody had asked what we did in our spare time on one of, like, the Q&As. I took 3rd place. I lost.
3rd place out of, what, 30,000 submissions?
And then 3rd place out of
1,700, and then they narrowed it down.
It went from 30,000 to 1,700 and narrowed down to 50. So 30 out of 50.
So
which is out of 50. So.
Which is pretty damn good. I know. You hate losing.
Better. I hate losing so bad.
But you did good.
But I'm not a fan fiction writer either.
I know.
That's like the first fan fiction I've ever written.
I know.
So it's it is what it is. But anyway, so that's new in the Xenoverse for us. Then the retreat. I'm excited about the writers' workshop at the retreat. Because they're going to do that. I'm like, ooh, I can pick up fanfic pointers. Isn't that terrible?
There you go.
Because it's like novelization I've got down. I can do that.
Oh, yeah.
All day long. But fanfiction and having to craft around something entirely different. I'm going to pick Melissa Good's brain.
Okay.
Hopefully. I mean, if she's
available.
If she's not, I mean...
You're not going to stalk her or anything.
No. Because, like...
No. We don't do that.
I've worked in that circuit so long.
Yeah.
It's like, I've worked so many conventions and so many tracks. I would never... And I've security guarded for so many different ones.
Yeah.
I would never be one of the ones to crowd
a
celebrity. That's just bad form.
Yeah. That's rude and... Yeah.
Nobody likes
Don't do that.
You know what else they don't like? They don't like their autographs being tattooed on your body.
Oh.
They do not like that. No celebrity finds that as a form of flattery.
No. Yeah.
In fact, there was
that would
one,
be weird.
which I can't mention names, but there was one that I bodyguarded for one time, was thoroughly creeped out.
Yeah.
Because there was a fan that came up to them, and it's like, look what I got! You like my new tattoo? And they'd had their signature put on their body, and they will not sign body parts anymore.
Right.
At all.
Yeah.
But
I don't understand it.
it's like that, that's a creep factor.
Yeah.
So, it's like,
yeah.
which I grew up with, my family in the film industry anyway.
Yeah.
And then,
so yeah, I mean, take your pictures or your posters or DVDs, have them sign that. Refrain from body parts. Because, I mean, yeah, it is kind of creepy.
Well, and too, a lot of them, like, when you meet them, most of them, not all of them, because I've met some doozies, but most of them are really chill. A lot of them will, like, kick it with you, make small talk with you, and are just, like, genuinely nice people. And you never want to abuse that.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you don't want to fawn on them. It's just odd and creepy. I mean, there's a difference in somebody inspiring you and being an inspiration to you.
Right.
And then just turning into the creepy guy from Charlie's Angels, It's just like, woo. But yeah. So no, I would not stalk. I may pick her brain if she's ever available and, like, strikes up a conversation or something. So, but if she's not, no harm, no foul.
No.
I'll learn eventually. Maybe. So, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So, yeah.
I'm so excited about Miss Evander, though.
Yeah?
I'm, like, stoked.
That's what we'll be doing.
You have to remind me not to call her the bug lady.
The bug lady.
Please don't let me call her the bug lady.
And then, Adrienne Wilkinson, this won't be her first time at the retreat. Because she's been there before.
Yes. And she loves them.
She loves the Xena fans.
Yeah.
I mean, if you, like, follow her on social media, I mean, she's always posting Xena stuff. So, she's one of those that she appreciates her fans.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So.
I think a chunk of them do from Xena, though.
Yeah.
Because I know Lucy Lawless does.
Yeah,
Renee O'Connor does.
Yeah.
Because Renee O'Connor's like, oh my god, I love you guys. Thank you so much for sticking with me. And Lucy Lawless is the same way.
Yeah.
And Adrienne Wilkinson's the same way. And this isn't her first Xenite retreat.
No.
And she loves going. Like, she'll tweet about it after she goes back from it.
Yeah.
And she'll, like, write thank you notes to, oh my god, I can't wait to come back. And, because, I mean, she's just chill. So, which is cool. It's cool to have them when they're chill and relaxed in an environment like that. Because you don't get that a lot at conventions.
No.
San Diego Comic-Con, you definitely don't get that. Dragon Con, you definitely don't get that. And Acrocon, you don't get that. I mean, I can go on and on. I won't, but...
Yeah.
But it's different when it's, like, an intimate retreat. And it's not, like, spread over a mass amount of hotels.
Right.
Oof. Remember that, don't you?
Yeah. But yeah, so.
Me too, every year since I was 11.
Dragon Con. Been twice. And I've been to WonderCon.
She went to, her first Dragon Con was when Lucy Lawless was there.
Yes.
That was her deciding factor. I was like, dude, you should go with me.
I was like, oh, I don't know.
Like, I've never been to Georgia. I don't know you that well.
I knew. Then found out Lucy was going to be there. I'm like, okay, I'll go. So, I did.
So you went for Lucy and not for me? Great, thanks. Boost my self-esteem. So, we have nerded ourselves right out of time.
Okay. Alrighty.
Unless you have something to add.
No, I got nothing.
We may have had some that have already cut us off by now.
Probably.
Okay.
Alrighty.
I like doing this.
Okay.
I like the Xenites.
I like them too.
Do you? Joxer's going up to his pedestal.
He's going up to his corner.
He's letting us know it's nap time.
He's gonna lay down.
And cutting us a look.
Like, quiet on the set.
Joxer, good night. Sweet dreams. He's so cute. He's laying down beneath Gabrielle's picture.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, okay.
Alrighty then.
So, till next time when we cover Intimate Stranger.
Intimate strangers. Stranger?
Stranger.
Stranger.
One stranger.
One stranger. That's right.
Yeah, one stranger.
Alrighty. Until then.
Till then, happy chakrams.
Mm-hmm.
Be a force for good.
Yes.
Thanks for listening. Subscribe. Follow us.
Follow, tweet.
Like us.
Like.
Tweet. Email. The Babbling Bards email, though. Both of them. So you guys drop us a line. Just let us know that, you still listen and you still like us. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty then. Okay, guys. So, that's it.
Till next time, Babbling Bards.
Out.